Welcome back to the Overnight Success Podcast. I'm the co-founder at the Optimization Specialist, and today I want to talk about the power of systems and mindset. Being a founder of a company requires a lot of hard work, and nobody tells you how hard it is actually going to be. So today's episode is about creating the proper systems to help you scale and having the proper mindset to help you lead into success. So the hustle and the grind of entrepreneurship, it's super easy to focus on the doing. But what if I told you that success is not just about the work you put in, it's about the systems that you build and the mindset that you carry with you? So ultimately, in this episode, creating a system and a mindset is the backbone of sustained success. Many entrepreneurs work so hard. And I've been at this game for over 4 years now, and I have struggled with burnout. I have struggled with inefficiencies and stagnation, but really putting the right systems in place will help you elevate. It comes down to a lot of mindset as well. So you can read all the books about sales and marketing, operations, finance, but in reality, maybe you should start focusing in on what's actually serving you most and saying that you're going to set your business up for success by delegating, to help delegate and elevate your company by helping you identify what are you actually good at? What do you love enjoying doing in your business? What do you hate doing in your business? And how can you bridge the gap between creating a lifestyle that is actually helping you succeed and not just spin your wheels? That's what today's episode is all about. It's critical for business owners to have the proper mindset to scale their business. It's all about action and execution. There's a big difference between having a growth mindset or an abundant mindset and a fixed mindset. When we look at a growth mindset, we're looking at focusing on continued learning, adapting and solving problems rather than dwelling on the obstacles, right? And then when we start to look at what does that abundant mindset look like, it looks like not playing small. It looks like not letting other people distract you from your goals. It looks like being very clear on your goals. It looks like you know what the vision of your company is and you have blinders on and no one can distract you because you know where you're trying to get. If you have a fixed mindset, you probably have a fear of failure or stagnation, a fear of success maybe. It is really the same side. It's two sides of a same coin. Fear of failure and fear of success. But when you resist change or you're not recognizing the importance of your personal development, then you have an issue. And at the end of the day, when we start to look at having a growth mindset or a fixed mindset, it's important as a business owner to constantly be improving. We can, again, read all of the books, but confidence is built by executing. So start executing on that vision and that plan. Create personal accountability. It starts from within. And it's not just about doing action. It's about doing the right action. It's about taking the right steps forward and taking responsibility for your actions and your outcomes. Not everything is external. Sometimes it's internal. Sometimes it depends on how you react to something. It's important to know that you can overcome anything that you set your mind to, as however hard it is. Brian Tracy talks a lot about eating the frog. So when you eat the frog, this is a concept of you do the hardest thing first. Oftentimes the hardest part is truly starting. So how can we start the thing? A lot of times it's really simple. We just get in our own ways. So I want to encourage you to use systems for scaling. Systems are crucial for your business and success, but systems are only as good as the people creating them, and systems are only as good as you are in your business. It's important to actually evaluate how your systems are working for you and how these systems allow you to grow without burning out or burning out your team. But then at some point, it's important to reevaluate. When we look at systems that are in place today inside of your business, maybe you're using 10 different platforms, 10 different tech platforms to help scale your business. But ultimately, do you need all of those? How hard is it to bring someone into your inner circle as an entrepreneur and say, hey, I need help. I want to start to delegate. And then once you start to look at this, you're like, wow, it's really complicated to bring someone in. I want to encourage you that a system in place, or excuse me, a lack of systems leads to chaos, inefficiency, and exhaustion. Let me repeat that. A lack of systems leads to chaos, inefficiency, and exhaustion. This isn't only for the business owner, this is for the team that you're looking to scale. But systems in place provide clarity and direction. They reduce decision fatigue and making workflows much more manageable. Now, why is this important? When we look at this, sometimes it's very challenging to look. There's a phrase I like. It's you can't read the label when you're in the jar. So when we start to look at our systems, sometimes it's really important to have a third party evaluate what's working and what's not working. Take a bird's eye view, that 30,000 foot view. If you're looking at your systems constantly, you're probably not executing, so I'm not going to encourage you to do that. But what I would encourage you is to identify how can you improve your systems, maybe quarterly or biannually, maybe annually, depending on how rapidly you're growing. At the end of the day, when we start looking at systems, these are to help your team scale. And systems that work together are so powerful. So at the optimization specialist, we talk a lot about people management and production management. Less than 1 in 4 companies even use a CRM. And do they even use them effectively is a lot less than that, right? And so a lot of people use a spreadsheet or just use their brain to track their leads and their people management. But what if we could automate that for you? What if we could create a system, something to save yourself time, energy, and money, to create outcomes that automate your workflow? That way you can start to focus more on what you love to do within your business. I don't know many people who love doing outreach. I don't know many people who love to do follow-up. I don't know many people who love to work inside of their business. As a business owner, you got into business because you want to help make a difference. You want to solve a problem. Technology can feel very overwhelming. Technology can also get very disjointed very quickly. Oftentimes, as entrepreneurs, we're looking for the cheapest solution. And so we'll end up with 15 different tech tools being used at 20%, thinking we're saving money. But in reality, if we hired a partner to help us build out an operational system behind people management and production management, that system can continue to scale and empower your team to grow and your business so that you can step away from the day-to-day tasks and actually build your business. Focus on what matters most, right? And so when we start to look at how this works, a good example of this is one of our franchise clients. At the end of the day, they came to us and said, hey, we just hired a CRO, a chief revenue officer. We want this person to help take us to the next level. That CRO came to us and said, hey, I know I can do this, but y'all are the optimization specialists, and I want someone to come in and do this for me. Within just a couple of weeks, we were able to build a full CRM, customer relationship management tool, and help them take their sales to the next level because we were automating the automatable tasks. What do I mean by that? I mean that we were showing up and we were helping them create systems so that they could automate. If somebody signed up on their website and they said, hey, I want to sign up for, so this company is called Evolve Human Optimization Labs. They're a recovery lab center here in San Antonio, and they wanted to continue to scale their business outside of San Antonio in a franchise model. They said, how do we open our next location with 250 people on our wait list before the doors even open? We were able to create a system that said, hey, sign up with this form, which then funneled into their CRM. And in their CRM, they were able to identify that this person signed up on their website, interested in a form. Hey, we're going to continue to nurture this lead. Hands off though. They don't have to spend the time nurturing the lead. They came in and said, hey, I want to send a text message. Thanks for signing up. I want to send them an email reminder. Oh, but wait, they actually showed up. We're able to create a branch that says if they showed up or did not show up, and then say what kind of text or email communications goes out from there. All of this is hands off for the business owner so that they can focus on what matters most. Because when you embrace systems, you can have the freedom to think bigger and focus on the things that matter most. But relating this back to mindset, because mindset without systems can leave you spinning your wheels. Systems without mindset can leave you feeling disconnected from your purpose. So highlighting this is really how a growth mindset, delegating tasks, automating tasks can help you push through inevitable challenges. Yes, there may be times where that automation is a little bit quirky, but you work through those things. And having a third party help you do that is really powerful. So when I look at this, I want to identify some practical steps to help you move forward through your current bottlenecks or struggles. So where do you currently feel stuck? When is the last time that you did a true tech audit? Focus on just one thing at a time. Do you have a CRM in place? Are you using it to its fullest capacity? Do you have workflows, SOPs, standard operating procedures? How is your calendar management? How many tech tools are you actually in? And how can you continue to improve and elevate your mindset? At the end of the day, as a business owner, you're going to hit a lot of challenges. And at the end of the day, as a business owner, you're going to wear a lot of hats. You're going to be the social media marketing manager. You're going to be the finance person. You're going to be the sales person. You're going to be the operations person. You're going to be the back end build out person, right? You're going to be doing all of these things. But if you can continue to scale and elevate and not have a fixed mindset or a lacking mindset to create systems that will help you scale, you're going to be in a much better place. The biggest thing is to execute. Oftentimes, as a business owner, we identify these bottlenecks and we get scared or intimidated. And I want to encourage you to use tools or people to help you move beyond those hurdles, because our biggest wins are going to come when we stop playing small and when we choose to execute. And oftentimes it's just the thing that we know we need to do. We're just not doing the thing, right? So stop making excuses, put it on your calendar, figure out when things are most effective for you. You know, I'm not recording a podcast at 11 o'clock at night because I know I'll be tired. I'm going to record it in the morning when I have more energy, after I've had a good night's sleep. I want to encourage you to embrace the process of growth, both internally using your mindset and externally using systems. It's not necessary that you're going to feel these enhancements overnight. It's ultimately, James Clear says, if you spend 15 minutes a day, which is just 1%, actually, technically it's 14 minutes and 40 seconds is 1% of your day. If you can spend 15 minutes a day, you will be 37 times more advanced than you were before by the end of the year. Think about that. Think about the power of showing up consistently. It's so hard to take action. A lot of times I should do this. Oh, I could do that. Oh, I'm going to have analysis paralysis. I'm going to show up, and then the time goes by. And you know what you end up doing? You end up scrolling TikTok or Instagram. As a business owner, your time is your most valuable resource, and creating systems to help you scale and automating the things on the back end, either in a people management or a production management tool such as ClickUp or Monday.com, would be really beneficial to help you scale your business. So if you're ready to start building systems that scale and optimizing your mindset for long-term success, don't wait. Start to execute today and take action. I'd love to help you on your journey along the way if you have questions. I believe that we all have something to learn from someone, and I want to encourage you to truly take the first step. Whether the first step is executing on a task that you've been avoiding, or the first step is to say, hey, I need to really evaluate my tech stack. I need to look at where am I spending money and where am I spending my time. Context switching is exhausting. Another thing I'll mention too is the term ADHD or ADD I've been hearing a lot recently. And the thing of this is that it is 2025 and we have more distractions than ever. Our phones, our notifications, all of these things are going off. But what I would encourage you to do, look at how much time are you spending on your phone. I think the average American spends 3 to 5 hours on their phone every single day. So if you're telling me you don't have time to execute 15 minutes a day on your dreams, on your goals, on your business, then you're just making excuses. And as a business owner, you don't have time to make excuses. So I want to encourage you to show up today for the best version of yourself. And I want to encourage you to take action, build systems. Remember that your systems will evolve. They will continue to elevate with you, and your systems are only as good as you are. Don't forget to take action. And thank you for tuning in to the Overnight Success Podcast with me, your co-host, Cristy Lime. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.